What are you listening to, though?
Frank Ocean. It's the day-to-day life. Wanna know what it's like?
Mom.
Just an average family with a few million likes. We're a husband, a wife, and a kid in the limelight. 24/7 just to F and get by. It's a house full of love. No, we can't let it fade. So let's add a podcast just to make it insane. It's that MOMager life. We take it day by day.
Mom!
What do you want? I'm trying to sing a theme song.
What's up, everybody? I am Felicia.
I'm Malachi.
And I'm Lauren.
And you are listening to MOMager, a Barton Fam podcast, where we take you behind the scenes of Hollywood family life.
All right, I am so excited to introduce you guys to our amazing guests over here. We have Janice LeAnn Brown and her amazing mom, Michelle Brown. How are you guys feeling? You guys feeling good?
Doing good. Thank
Feeling all set? All set?
Thank you.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that our Disney fans are going to be going crazy about this one.
Yes, they are.
Janice is the lead of the new Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. Janice, we're going to have lots to chat about this entire podcast. But I first wanted to ask you what it's been like to join the Disney world and join the Wizards world. How is that?
It's truly been an honor, especially because I was a fan of like the movies and everything, so I always watched the movies. So just to be able to be a part of like the Wizards family just truly means a lot. And I think I'm definitely learning a lot during this journey, and it's just such a great experience. There's so much laughter with everyone. It's just so magical, like I thought it would be. So I'm very, very grateful.
I love
That's how
that.
it should be.
Right? You should laugh a lot. You should have a good time.
If you're not, you're doing the wrong thing, I feel like.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. What has it been like for you, Michelle, to watch your baby girl step into this?
Ooh, it was really amazing because I'm going to tell you something. She had stated when she was 7, I'm going to have my own show.
Yes.
And then,
Speak that into existence.
Yeah, she did. And then 2020, she had said it again. And she was like, I'm going to have my own show and I'm going to go through it through the age of 18 and I'm going into movies. I'm like, okay, girl, do what you do. And that's always been my take on her in her acting. Okay, girl, do what you do.
Yeah.
No pressure or whatever, but it's been busy.
Yeah.
But it's been good.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Everybody's been really great.
That's incredible. I mean, it's such an iconic historical show, which is weird to even say like Wizards is history, but it is. It's like a Disney, it's an OG Disney show, right?
Yeah.
Like
it is OG of
100%. Like when you think about OG shows, it's like Hannah Montana,
Jesse, all that stuff.
Bunked. Yeah. Like, and then of course Wizards. The other day though, actually somebody posted that Stuck in the Middle was an OG show. And I was like, whoa, that's not long enough ago.
That one feels weird.
I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. Can we watch the trailer?
Yes.
I think that'd be fun.
Let's show everybody the trailer for the new Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
Here we go.
Hey, kid, is
You
this
look
the
insane.
room?
You look so
I brought
good
you
in
here
this
to meet your
freaking-
new wizard teacher. Surprise!
What are you doing here, Alex? I don't teach wizards
Oh, I
anymore.
got a
Do you
good
miss
question.
it?
I got a question.
I don't even think about it every day.
Billy is a powerful wizard, but she's rebellious
I know you didn't just say that.
and stubborn.
And I know you did not just say that.
I'm
I swear, the
listening.
premiere was so much fun. The premiere was so much fun. It was
It was.
Well,
It was
technically it's in your
amazing.
hands.
I don't want to jinx it, but I think this is gonna work out.
I know all this wizard stuff can be a lot, but I promise nothing
We
is
love
gonna
David.
change.
He is amazing.
Love him.
The coolest.
So sweet.
Okay, that was
Yes.
unfortunate timing. Billy, magic is a huge responsibility, and you have a tendency to cast first and ask questions later.
What an amazing set.
Whoa.
It looks
Yeah.
great.
I ruined everything.
You made a mistake.
I make lots of mistakes.
It's a part of growing up. And in our family, you don't get kicked out for making a mistake.
That's hilarious.
Billy!
Billy?
Billy.
Billy.
You're a powerful wizard. Some people see that as a threat. But I promise, I'm not going to let anything happen to you. Wow, you nailed that!
We good? Do the dishes for me tonight or even deal without magic. You know that's not gonna happen.
so good.
Malachi uses that on me all the time. Are we good? I'm like, do the dishes and maybe we will be good. That was so fun. You look like Malachi, like you were saying, like you look incredible on that.
Thank you so
That's
much.
amazing, but it's so fun.
It was really fun, especially like the layer. There was like a lot of like cool like things in there. Like there was this I don't know what it's called. Is it called a grinder? Like when you have like maybe like little like Himalayan salts. Or
yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like I would always do that. Like
oh
in
no, the
between
guacamole thing, like with the
it's like that, and it's
what?
like usually like a marble type.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the bowl.
yes.
The bowl
What is that
thing.
called? The stone and mortar.
I don't know.
Mortar,
It's
But it was
something.
I would always play
We'll
with
figure
that
it out.
all the
Yeah.
time. It was so cool.
That's amazing.
What was it like working with Selena and David?
Oh my gosh.
Disney
how
legends.
has it been?
It was a dream.
Disney legend.
Legends.
It was literally a dream. Because I did not know Selena Gomez for like Wizards or anything of that nature.
Yeah.
Like I knew her for this movie that she did called Another Cinderella Story.
Yes.
That was like one of my favorite movies like ever. I'd watch that all the time. So I was very like nervous to meet her at first, but she was so sweet. She was like an aunt and everything. She was just so welcoming and she's kind of like parental in a way. Like she always made sure that we were okay and that, you know, we were having fun and that, you know, everyone was just allowing us to just be kids on the show. And, you know, she made it a safe place and
That's
everything.
amazing.
And so did David Henrie as well. They just make it such a fun environment and they always make it great to like thrive in, and we always have each other's backs. So it's like the best experience ever.
I feel like
That's
those are the best.
incredible.
Those are the best environments to just to be able to like create in.
Yeah.
Because when you do
100%.
feel like comfortable with the people that you're
Yeah.
working with, it's just like you immediately feel comfortable to share your own thoughts, and that comes with the crew as well, and all that type of stuff. Just being able to like be open about how you feel
Yeah.
and be able to create your own character from the ground up. So
And what
That's
a gift
amazing.
for them to give to you.
yeah,
It felt similar when you shot Zombies.
yeah.
The original
Yeah.
cast really created space for you.
Yeah.
And we're very generous, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. Coming into something like that already has a fan base.
Yeah.
Like you guys are both kind of doing that at the same time right now with Wizards and Zombies. It's like there are these, you know, fan bases that they eat, sleep, and drink Wizards or Zombies, you know? And it's like they're dedicated. They are dedicated fans, and they've grown up too. You know, with Selena, when Selena was younger doing it, and David, it's like they've grown up. So now they're older. Now their kids are watching this show too, which is got to be wild.
I'm really jealous about the crew that you guys have on the show.
Yeah, let's talk.
Let's talk about them.
We have obviously have a lot of the same crew
From
when
Villains.
I was on Villains of Valley View.
Yeah.
Shout out
Guy,
Yes.
Austin,
Love
B-Mac.
Austin,
Love
B-Mac.
all of them.
Austin's on second team, right? For you guys?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
okay. Cameron, Lane.
Yeah.
Is Lane on with you guys?
Yes.
Missy.
Literally the entire crew.
It feels like it.
It is that.
And you
I
know what's so
know.
crazy? Unless we have to shout out. I'm sorry.
Do it.
I think
I
he's
love it.
legendary. Pete.
Pete.
P. Green.
Yes.
love Pete.
Yes.
Pete.
Are you
Yes.
serious?
Wait, hang on.
I love
Wait,
Okay,
it.
hang on,
I didn't
hang on.
realize that Pete was on there with you
I
guys.
didn't realize that you guys had Pete.
Yes.
Wait, have you had a conversation with him yet about
Absolutely.
about us? And
Absolutely.
I've known Pete since I was 8 years
Knee-high
old.
I already know.
since he was
I've known
8.
Pete since I was a baby.
He's amazing.
The
He
best
is
greensman
he's the coolest.
ever.
That's right.
He really is.
Shout
He's
out
amazing.
Pete,
That's
everybody.
right.
Love you.
Shout
But
out.
Do
here's
our
the thing.
viewers know what a greensman is?
Well, so he takes care of all of the greenery, like
The
you know, you
foliage,
see
yeah.
plants on the
Trees,
show,
all that.
and he was on Stuck in the Middle. He also was the head greensman, I believe, for Villains of Valley View.
Yep.
We've seen him on so many shows over the years.
Awesome.
He's on
He showed up
everything.
at Bunked that one time, like
On everything.
literally everywhere, and
He's
has always
amazing.
been the sweetest,
He
most kind.
really is. He really is.
That's
He's
crazy.
really fun.
He
He's
is.
so
and so knowledgeable.
I love
Oh,
that. We're
he
gonna
knows
have to
the
take a
business. No,
selfie
Pete-
today and text it to him.
Yes.
Pete knows the business more than anybody.
100%.
Yes, he does.
He
If
knows
you
the
need to
business
know
more
if
than
your
anybody.
show's coming back for another season, ask Pete.
That part.
That honestly, I feel like that was kind of a running joke all the
No,
time. It's like, if you
100%
have
it
any
was.
Yeah,
questions.
he's amazing. But no, the whole production, I mean, it's great.
Mhm.
It was very easy from the beginning. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And even before they started shooting, because Janice had gotten cast like back in February,
Yeah.
before the strike, before anything. And everything was pretty hush hush. And then of course, when the strike had happened, there was a point where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna look at some other people," and she went back in, and of course,
Yeah.
you know, it is what it is. But they was just always welcoming. And what I loved about it, they wanted to make sure that she was okay with everything. You know what I'm saying? And so,
I bet that's
It's
also
great.
comforting, just like as her mom, just being able to know that your daughter is going into a workplace with people like that.
Absolutely.
And not crazy people.
Yes, because I'm not going to lie. You know, you hear the stories, right?
Oh, 100%.
All of them.
So I was ready.
Yeah.
I was ready.
You're on guard.
Yes,
Mom
I was.
showed up
I'm
and
not
we're
even
like
gonna
this.
lie. I was
Wait,
ready
like
to
this.
sit there and be like, okay, no, this is how this is gonna be.
Yeah.
But I didn't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And the blessing is, of course, I don't want to say this, but I'm gonna say it. You know, after the Nickelodeon show had came out.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
100%.
You know, everybody was, oh my God. And I had family members calling. And, you know, I'm like, look, let me tell you something. First of all, this is God led. Secondly, I'm not their mama, I'm hers.
Yeah.
So I got this.
Yeah,
You know.
absolutely.
But nothing of the such. And I love the fact that they allow these kids to be kids.
Absolutely.
100%.
They really do.
Who have you connected most with, Janice, on set? Outside of the cast, just the
Like in the
crew-wise? Who have you connected most with?
Guy.
Yep.
Guy. I always say he's like a
Come on
dad
now.
to me.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I always say he's like a dad to me.
Mhm.
He truly is. And he's so fun and he just always looks out for everyone.
Yeah.
I love that.
So he's the best.
We did a Halloween thing where
He
different
surprised.
crew- yeah,
They surprised you with this Halloween thing.
Guy dressed up as me for Halloween.
As his character.
As my character. No. He well,
it was as the
my
character.
and me. were
Yeah,
the
you
same
guys are
thing.
kind of interchangeable at points. You're
But
right.
shows up because I wear baggy clothes. Shows up.
You were wearing beanies all the time back
on
then.
that show, I was always constantly wearing beanies because my
I
hair
have
was
to
super,
show you a
super
picture.
long.
Right.
And exactly. And so he showed up to work wearing like the most massive pants,
Baggy clothes, a
massive
beanie.
shirt.
It was so
He had
funny.
a wig on with a beanie, so
Oh
his
my
hair was flipping out under the
goodness.
beanie. It was a whole thing. It
That
was
is
amazing.
hilarious. Yeah, they did that for this Halloween.
Yeah, he
And
dressed up
got-
as
Was it
Roman.
Roman?
Are you
yeah, as
serious?
Alkeo. Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it was hilarious. Yeah.
He's such
Yeah,
a
they have
savior.
a real incredible way of making us feel like family.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know, when
100%.
you're, especially for kids, I feel like for me as a mom, it was really it was comforting to know, especially as they're growing up
Yeah.
and you're kind of
Mhm.
taking a step back. Because, you know,
Yes.
Malachi turned 16 when he was on Villians.
Mhm.
So he was there, I think you booked it at 14, 15, and 16. It was so important for me to feel like I could let him just go learn how to do this
Yes.
without mom just, you know, like
Yes.
nitpicking absolutely
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
But like,
Mhm.
you know, you're growing up. You're going to have
Mhm.
to start doing some of these things on your own. So I want to see, like, can I trust you? And that was the best environment for me to be able to like, yeah, I can trust the situation. Because I know a guy is going to whip you into shape if you don't do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it was so easy for her. Yeah, because the majority of the time, Dad is on set with her.
Okay.
Because I'm a talent manager,
Yeah,
of course, and so I'm working a lot. And so he would be on set, which, by the way, he knew everybody's
Of course.
name. It's so weird. I'm like,
Dads
Love
do
that.
that.
Love that.
oh my
Dads
God,
do that.
My dad's the exact same
everybody's
way.
name.
It's the
And
dad
he's so
factor.
friendly. Everybody
It is the
knows.
dad
Yes.
factor.
And so, you know, he was able to manage, but what I've loved about her throughout she was little,
Yeah.
being Miss Professional when it comes to set. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I
100%.
loved
The
it.
thing that's unique about crews is that they oftentimes stay together from show to show to show.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So actors don't always recognize that you're stepping into something that's kind of already existed in a way.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You know, a
Yeah.
community of people that already know each other, they have a
Mhm.
shorthand, they have a way of working together.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think that's what was so wonderful about Villains and for you on Wizards is you're stepping into a very functional,
Mhm.
very
Environment.
healthy
That's
Yes.
a good point. Yeah.
crew, you know, because
Yeah.
not every crew is that healthy.
Right.
But when you
Mhm.
step into that, you find, this can work, you know,
Yeah.
and the guard that we oftentimes feel as parents can be let down a little
Yeah.
bit, which is
Yes.
nice. And you feel like it's
I'm
a
sure you
safe
guys had
place,
some
yeah.
of the similar directors too for
Oh, yeah.
the show.
Yeah.
Have you guys had Danielle official?
Yes.
We love
Yes.
Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle
Yes.
is. Have you guys had Vic? Please.
Yes.
Vic
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Victor
So-
Gonzalez.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we
Vic
love
was
Vic.
We
my-
love him.
The way Guy was your set dad.
Yes.
Vic was my like.
he did a lot of our
straight up
episodes.
like me and him were just. He is.
Yeah,
he,
the
he would
most-
say that you were the son he never had.
You
Yeah.
did
He
say
has
that
daughters.
all the time because he
He has
has
daughters.
his daughters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his sense of humor
It's-
is so sarcastic
He's
and
amazing.
so
I love him.
awful
Yes.
that it matches with me so well. And I would love to around here we like to play games. So and
we do like to play games.
I would love to break the ice a little bit and kind of help our listeners and viewers get to know you, Janice, and you. So I want to play a game called Who Knows Who Best.
Say it again. Who knows who best? There you go. These questions are going to be for you, Michelle. Okay. And Janice, you'll have to tell us if she gets them right or not.
Okay.
Got it? All right, gotcha. Lauren's going to ask some questions. Here we go.
What is Janice's favorite movie?
Oh, gosh. She watches so many movies. I know that the Wizard movie was one of her favorites.
It's a psychological one.
Ooh, she's giving hints. She's giving hints.
I love it.
Is that allowed?
Sure.
Okay. I was like, wait.
It's MOMager. You can do whatever you want.
One. You know I'm bad with movie names. I don't know. Your dad would be able to answer that. Yeah. I don't know.
You phone a friend?
Yeah, I know. Phone a friend. Tell me.
Okay, what is it?
The Black Swan.
Ooh.
Really?
I love
Okay,
that.
Byron.
Wow.
My son, that was his favorite. I don't like it. Sorry.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, we had a whole debate about that the first time we saw it. She was a little younger.
Yeah.
And so she didn't watch it, but my son, he loved it. I was like, no.
I think I like the cinematic art of it.
That's what he said.
Just really like
actor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Actor.
I love that.
Are you ready for the next question?
Sadly, you don't get a point.
Yeah, no point awarded there.
Yeah.
But we got more opportunity. Okay, so when Janice is filming, what is her go-to snack?
You might need to call phone a friend for that one too.
Oh, wait, this is easy.
Yeah, it's either going to be what is that? What is, that chocolate stuff? The hazelnut stuff.
Close.
Hazelnuts.
What am I talking? Yes. Nutella and the pretzels. Or either she's gonna have a yogurt parfait.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
we'll give you a point for that.
All right, nice.
Okay, I love it.
All right,
Those
so
Nutella sticks are so good.
They
And then
are
the
really
yogurt
good.
parfaits on set.
Yeah.
Also, they need like a couple more of the sticks because sometimes.
Wait, who's your crafty person? Ski?
Yes.
Yes.
I love Ski.
Ski is the best.
I
All
love
right.
it.
This question's in your honor, Ski. Michelle, if Janice could live anywhere in the world, where would she like to be?
Come on.
Paris. New York.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
All right.
She got it on the second guess.
Yeah, we'll give her
I'm going to give a half a point for that.
All right, so point and a half.
Yeah.
All right. What's one thing Janice does before she goes on set? Is there a ritual?
She got her music in on her AirPods.
Okay.
All right.
What are you listening to though?
Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean.
You guys are weirdly similar, actually. Like, this is the most we've like actually really hung out.
Watch this.
You guys are weirdly similar.
Watch this. I'm gonna guess who she's gonna say next.
Okay.
Watch. I'm gonna whisper.
Just whisper. Okay, go.
else?
Okay.
I don't know why.
Okay, go ahead.
Bryson Tiller
No, didn't say that.
and Janae Aiko.
Oh, see, those are
I
good.
just
No,
got
you
both of them
no.
wrong. I said Brunt or Daniel Caesar.
I
yeah.
always listen to those. So you got
same.
it right.
Your playlist
Sander
is the same.
and Brunt are the same.
Got
people,
all
Yeah.
Bryson Tiller though.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love that.
All right, last question. We'll take it home for this one. What is her least favorite chore to do at home?
Yeah, everything.
That's not necessarily true. It's
No, I'm
one that I
just
can't
kidding.
stand.
What? Washing dishes and
Yes.
washing my dogs.
No, I love washing the dogs,
You
but
s-
I hate washing dishes
Yeah.
because I hate touching the wet food.
No,
Yes.
no, I'm the
I
same
can't
way.
do it.
I'm
I
like,
just can't
girl,
do it.
I
Just
used
throw in
to.
the
I used to.
dishwasher.
My
Yeah.
mom had. So my mom used to have like the like elastic gloves up in her room from like
Yes.
dyeing her hair and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would go up there and I'd
You're
go.
not supposed to go away my dyeing my hair secrets, Malachi.
Sorry.
Rewind.
It's all natural.
Delete.
No, but I would go throw them on and put gloves on to do the dishes.
He would. Oh, yeah. You do that. I appreciate. Actually, yesterday was I had a very busy.
Come on
Past
now.
few days.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Watch, I got so
Yesterday,
much
I
there.
was. Yeah, you did really, really well yesterday. It was one of those days where we were planning podcasts and we, all just lots of things going on.
I might.
And Malachi all day, I was like, he's a big list person. Like if I give him set his expectation for what the day is going to be,
Yeah.
he loves that.
Yeah.
But I told him at the
just
beginning
so I
of
can
the
get
day.
all my stuff done and then have the rest of the day.
Yeah.
free.
Right.
But I told him at the beginning of the day, I'm like, I can't even give you a list. I have so many things that need to get done. So when you do a couple of things, come back to me and then I'll just be like, hey, I need you to do da 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 da. And so it was great because yesterday he was literally like, go get his this and this done. And
I was running errands for like 2 hours.
Yeah, you were like dropping off
like,
J19 sweatshirts at the post office, and then he ran to Target, and then he came back. He's like, "What do you need me to do?" I'm like, "I need you to do the dishes." Okay. Go
Janice,
ahead.
these questions are for you about your mom.
Okay.
Dad,
all right, wait, how many points did Michelle get?
Okay,
Lauren?
Michelle's
2.5.
got 3.5.
Oh, 3.5. 3.5.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
dang.
All
right.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
All right,
Yeah.
3.5. It's not bad.
Janice, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. What is your mom's favorite type of music to listen to?
Gospel.
Gospel.
Hey.
Yeah, all day.
Who do you love to listen to?
Oh my gosh, who I don't like listening
Yeah.
to. Let's see. One of my favorite, of course, is Kirk Franklin.
Yeah.
I love him
Classic.
all day long. I love Jordan Armstrong. I listen to everybody.
Oh,
I like
yeah.
choir.
Yes.
I like worship. I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
all.
Tasha Cobbs.
I love
Anything
it.
about the
Love
Lord,
it.
I'm good.
I love it. Amazing.
You
Amazing.
mentioned Kirk. I had the opportunity to work
Yeah.
with him once
You
with
did?
Tori Kelly.
Yeah.
He did a gospel project with her.
Yes.
And we
Yeah.
filmed in North Hollywood at this beautiful old church. And we had a full
Awesome.
band and choir in there and
Yeah,
everything.
they're
And
good people.
yeah. All right.
Next
Next question for you, young lady. What is her go-to comfort food or drink after a long day?
Anything that my dad makes.
Wait, does your dad cook? Is he like
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Is it soup?
Yeah, actually, I do like a lot of soup. I'm quick to. It's a veggie soup that I
Yeah.
like to eat. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's your go-to.
yeah, and
I
yeah.
love
By
it.
the way,
That's 2
FYI,
points.
he's actually a chef.
Amazing.
Yeah, he went to
Yeah.
school to do all that. So yeah, he's culinary.
What
Very
is your
good.
favorite thing that he cooks?
Everything.
I love
Really?
these popcorn balls that he makes.
What?
I'm
Tell me
really-
all about the popcorn.
Okay,
balls.
so I don't know how he does it. I just know that it's good and I eat it.
Okay.
So I don't know a lot about it, but
I love
it's
it.
fire.
Yeah,
Is it actual popcorn?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. You know, popcorn balls, and they make it
Oh, like
with the
melted with
marshmallows.
chocolate and stuff.
No,
Oh,
it's marshmallow.
Oh.
It's
It's
marshmallow.
So it's
and
like a
butter
Rice
base.
Krispie treat.
Good.
but with
Boom.
popcorn.
That
Yes,
part right
it
there.
is
It's a
so
popcorn
good.
Rice
I don't
Krispie
know
treat.
what he does,
Yeah.
but it's delicious.
It is.
I love that.
I'd love to hear more about your family. So you've mentioned dad. Did I hear brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plurals?
Here's our
Tell
dynamics.
us, yeah.
Yes. Here are our dynamics. Technically, Janice is actually my biological granddaughter, but we
Amazing.
adopted her because we've raised her since she was little.
Yeah.
Our middle daughter had her young in the military. We know our kids, you
Yeah.
know. So she's doing her thing or what have you, and we had her. And so, in fact, to be honest with you, we officially adopted her 2023.
Beautiful.
We had started the
Last year.
paperwork
Yeah.
when she was like
Year and a half.
7,
Wow.
but I kept putting it off.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then Janice was like, "Are y'all doing this or what?" I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
So, but no, she's been with us forever. So
Yeah.
we have 3 biological kids, 2 daughters, one son.
Mhm.
And of course, her and BJ grew up as not uncle and niece, but brother and sister.
Yeah.
Because she's always been there.
Yeah.
And our oldest, she's married. She's a school teacher. Her and
Okay.
her husband. They was former military. I got 3 grandchildren there, which is
All in Texas, right?
everybody in Texas.
Yeah.
15, 13, and is he 11 or 10? 10?
Ooh.
11. I think he
don't
just turned
know.
11. Maybe.
Yeah.
11 or 10. Lord, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Cash. But anyway, this is my big baby. And then, of course, her bio mom, our middle daughter,
Yeah.
she had a baby, and Corey's 4.
She's 4.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, so
Amazing.
that's
I love it.
dynamics.
Listen,
I want a
family-
baby brother so bad.
Dude,
It's
yeah.
not happening,
Whatever.
unfortunately.
Well, you
Yeah.
got lots of cousins.
Hey, you got a big brother right here.
Yeah.
Tap in with
Hey,
it.
I love it. I love it.
And from
And-
Texas originally?
No.
Okay.
My husband and I are originally from Oklahoma, but we were military.
Okay.
And so we wound up raising our kids in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved to South Carolina for 5 years
Mhm.
because our son went to college there. My husband's a disabled veteran. Of course, you know, partial college scholarship. If we
Mhm.
had a residence, the rest of it's free. So we
Amazing.
backed up.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we've been here, and she's been pretty much raised here.
yeah. Same.
Because we got here when she was 4. 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was about when we moved here with you too.
Yeah, right around
I think
5.
we had the military conversation too, because we grew up in
Mhm.
Virginia Beach and Lauren from Hampton, and it's a huge military community.
Yes.
So we're used to being around. All of our friends were military
Yep.
kids.
Mhm.
Everyone we went to church with was military,
Yep.
in and out. You know,
Yes,
every few
yes,
years you like
yes.
say goodbye, you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
So
yeah.
I get that for sure.
Yeah, that's how my grandkids, they're so happy now that they're finally stationary. And that was my son-in-law and my daughter's wish. They was like, we're going back to Texas.
Wow.
And he got blessed to get stationed there. But he went ahead and got out. He's National Guard now, and they're both teachers. So
family looks a lot of different ways.
It does.
You know, but it's family.
That's it. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how it looks. At the end of the day, it's the support that, you know, you're being given and on all of the angles, right? Like the family is family. And there's so much power in that no matter how it looks.
Yeah.
So I love that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's about love, and it's just making sure that everybody's secure, doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's been a blessing. And obviously God directed her into this industry. You know.
What is that like for you? And I know we're veering off the game,
veering
but
off the
whatever.
game.
It's
We'll
fine.
get back to the
I
game.
love it. We'll get back to it. What is that like for you, Janice, to feel that support from your family?
It means a lot because at the end of the day, like I may not also like live with my mom and everything. But at the end of the day, that's like still my mom. So like, it's just like, I feel very blessed to be able to say that I have two moms.
Totally.
Because moms are like important. I think they're totally underrated. Like a mother's love is just so strong. And I just feel very blessed. Like I didn't even, you know, I wasn't in her womb, but like she treats me like I was. And that just means a lot. Like I don't even remember when I started calling her mom because I actually used to call her Gamby.
Really?
I think it just came naturally.
Yeah.
It just came naturally. Like it's kind of like when you accidentally call your favorite like female teacher mom sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like that, just that love of a mother. And that's exactly what she was for me. So
That's amazing. Do you remember when she first started calling you mom?
Actually, you know what? She was probably around about 4. I'll never forget. She was in pre-K here, and she was talking about, asked me about her being in my belly. And I'm like, baby, you was not in my belly. I said, and then that's what I explained to her. And she was like, huh? You know, but yeah, so no, it was just
a natural progression.
Yeah, I've been there. Her day one, when my daughter had her and she was active duty military, I was in New York. I was always there. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know, I just been day one.
That's
all
amazing.
the time. Yeah, because I think she deployed. Janice was not even a month old.
Wow.
And she had deployed for the first time. Wow. And she had deployed like twice.
Wow.
So yeah. So no, that's been my little mini-me.
I love it. I love it. You guys seem pretty tight too.
Yeah.
She's my baby. Oh my God. You know, she's
we get on
kid.
each other's nerves.
Yes,
I mean,
that's God. But that's my girl. You know, I'll do anything for her.
Yeah.
You know.
What's it like with your dad? How's your relationship with your dad? Because he's with you on set.
That's my best friend.
Wow.
I say that all the time. I mean, gets on my nerves sometimes, but whatever.
I mean, that's okay.
I get on his nerves too. Like that's like my best friend. That's my guy. Like I always will say, like I'm a daddy's girl. Like I just am. Like I don't care how big I am. He'll just be sitting on his phone or whatever, looking at whatever he's looking at. And I'll just like get on his lap like I'm still like a little baby or whatever. And he's like, "Girl, you are too big." I'm like,
you're like, "No, I'm not."
Exactly.
I'm a daddy's girl through and through. Am I not? I am. I mean, I'm just my brother and I. So I am 100% daddy's girl, and I'm in my 40s, so it's fine.
Except you maybe don't get on his lap.
I don't really. Actually, I try to on occasion. I try to like cuddle up next to him. Like when we go home, my parents have a love seat in their house, and you usually steal. Well, now that you were the only grandchild for a very long time, so he still goes and sits in the middle of them. But when he gets up on occasion, I try to like get in and get a little cuddle here and there. You know, I love that.
Should we finish off this game?
Yeah, let's go to the next question.
I'm just saying, guys.
I love it. All right, here we go.
Next question. Janice, what is your mom's biggest pet peeve?
The way you just looked at her.
It could have changed.
No, it ain't changed.
But you say it all the time. You say you hate liars.
That's it.
There we go. My mom, you're the same way. Mom, what's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve is when someone says, which kind of is lying, when timeliness, like when someone tells me that like they're going to like, I'm looking at my
Why
husband.
are you looking at me?
Like
I don't understand.
Like if he says, I'm going to be ready to go in 10 minutes, but it's actually an hour. I would rather someone tell me it's going to be 3 days and over like, what's the word?
Under promise, over deliver.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I would rather.
All right, here we go. If your mom could take a dream vacation anywhere in the world, where would it be?
You know, same place.
Ooh.
Same place.
New York?
Yes.
Hey, I get a point.
Yes. Yes.
You never told me. You've never told me. Probably told Dad and Uncle B, but like you've never told me.
As excited as I was, we went. And all I've been saying is I want to go back.
Oh.
When you had the opportunity and we were gonna go, when you booked that movie, I'm like, yes. And that's all I talk about. I got to get a place in New York.
What did you love about New York?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah,
I love
same.
New York.
We're
I've
New York
always
fans.
loved New York.
Yeah.
So,
What if I went to
yeah.
New York?
I mean, it's amazing. I love
What
it.
if that's a whole
Sidebar.
This is a conversation
Yeah,
right
I
now.
love New York.
Yeah. What do you love about New York?
I think I like the art of it, if that makes sense.
It does.
I don't know, I'm a very artsy person.
I love
anyway,
that.
So I also like all the noise,
Mhm.
kind of in a way.
Yeah, same.
Then again, I also don't like the noise.
because you
know.
need to like escape from it. on
Yeah,
occasion.
I'm very
Yeah.
50-50 about it. Like
Yeah, I
I can
feel
handle it for
That's
like
where
a few
penthouses
hours.
come into play.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For what?
Penthouses come into play.
Yeah.
You're just top of the
You're above.
Yeah.
That's
the
right.
noise.
You just
Exactly.
see all
Right,
of
you
it,
better work
enjoy.
Yeah.
a lot to make that penthouse.
I think I
Yes.
also like the weather. Because like
Yeah.
I don't really like summer clothes. Because like I'd rather
I
like,
would way rather wear this.
you know, like I'd rather just
Yeah.
be in like a cute, like all covered outfits than
Mhm.
like I have to wear like short sleeves or whatever.
Yeah.
I agree.
Although it gets hot in the summer.
Especially here in California. That's
Yeah.
why I'm like, well, darn, I have no other choice.
And in New
Yeah.
York, I feel like it gets hot and it's like
It do. Let me tell you.
sweaty.
I was there in July. Her
Yeah.
mom was pregnant with her. And boy, oh God. Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah, it was
I'm
hot.
good.
It was hot, but I still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's
Do you
great.
like musicals?
I love
Like Broadway?
musicals.
Yeah.
So y'all go to New York a lot.
We try to go once a year just
That's
because
it.
when he
I
was
love it.
younger,
I
we
love the
did a whole
fashion.
Home Alone tour
facts.
of New York. Like we made it
Really?
up on our own. We like didn't do an actual Home Alone tour.
Yeah.
We love Home Alone during the
Yes.
holidays. And so we took him. This was maybe, I think, your first trip to New York. We went and took pictures at all of the like fun, famous spots, like in Central Park, at the
Yeah.
Plaza Hotel, like,
Yeah.
and it reenacted him where Macaulay Culkin was in all the different pictures. Which was super fun.
Aw, so
Yeah.
That would be neat.
Yeah.
was
It was
fun.
Okay, that's
super
a
fun.
thought.
It was
Yeah, do it.
That's a thought.
It's
Yeah.
easy and
I
it's
love
like,
New York.
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we talk about that, like this artistic bent that both of our kids have? How young did you see that show up in Janice?
Mm.
You know what? She's always been like that. You know, yeah. I think she was
Yeah.
born that way.
Straight out of the womb, just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Because, she's always been like that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Malachi, you were 2, I think,
Yeah.
in the back of our car, and we were driving down the road one day, and he was in the car seat. And this was back in the day. I was just listening to the radio,
Mm-hmm.
driving down the road, and this was a time when you would not usually hear a guitar solo on the radio. It was like
Mhm.
pop music was just in a place where there wasn't
Yeah.
it wasn't that often that you would hear that.
Mm-hmm.
And the music was super low, and all of a sudden, I think it was like Santana or something like that. All of a sudden, I hear a guitar solo, and I peek my eyes up, and I just notice it. And as I do that, I see that Malachi's eyes also peeked up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "What is that, Malachi?" And he goes, "Guitar."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, he's keyed in, artistically."
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
In a
no,
unique way, yeah.
She was just, she loved music. She would watch shows. And one of the cutest things she used to do, of course, was it Frozen?
Yeah.
Oh man. She would do her own musicals. She would do her own musicals. Her and my granddaughter, Imani, boy, they put on a whole show. Always.
Sounds like something I would do with my
dressing
friends.
up, doing the whole thing. So yeah.
We used
Yeah.
to put on concerts
Yes.
for our family
Yep.
to have a sleepover.
Yeah.
That's-
Dude, oh my gosh.
You guys are the same.
Yeah,
Just a
sounds
few
about
years
so
older.
Me and my two cousins
Yeah.
used to make horror movies.
They would just like
On
create
Christmas break.
movies.
That's
Shut up. We
yes.
used to do that on like
Yes.
our iPhones or whatever.
You
And
know
that
what?
was when the
Yeah.
iPhone 10 came
Yeah.
out.
All right, Janice, are you
Yeah.
ready?
Yes.
A chance to win the game. If your mom could trade places with anyone on set, any job on set at Wizards, what would it be?
The way you both just looked at each other like, can I read your mind right now?
So
She
you guys
doesn't know.
Trade places with anyone.
No, I don't.
She doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's a trick question.
Ooh.
Yeah.
She's not really into that stuff.
I'm not. I mean, no. I like what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So I wouldn't even,
She likes being a boss.
Hey.
So maybe that's what it is.
You're like, I would be the EP, the executive producer.
Is it an executive producer?
Yes.
You're executive producer.
EP, let's go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
Look,
I love it.
I think we got to give Janice a point there.
I know.
So let's give it up for our winner,
Let's go,
Janice.
let's
Come
go,
on.
Let's go.
Hey, we got a clap track and everything
That's
too.
right. That's right. That is hilarious.
Oh my
So
gosh,
I feel like we met first at D23.
No. We met at the Descendants premiere.
Yes.
We were all sat
Descendants
next.
premiere. We were
all
sitting.
sitting
We all
together.
had the
Next to
seats in
each
the
other.
back.
Yes.
And
was
we
like
met
freaking
right
out.
there. You were freaking out.
Yeah, because I used to watch it all the time
Hey,
and stuck
shout
in the
out.
middle.
Oh,
And then also Julian.
yes.
I
You were freaking out.
I
Yes,
was
she
freaking
was.
out.
Yeah.
What do you know
That's
Julian
hilarious.
I don't know exactly
Wonder
where I knew
Years
him
or-
from, but like me and my friend Mimi, like like 5th grade, we had like the fattest crush.
Biggest
Oh,
crush is
come
Julian.
on.
You heard it right here.
Shout out,
All right,
Julian.
Werner.
That's amazing.
I was
That
like
was-
freaking out. I wanted to just
hilarious.
text her right then and there. I was like, girl, I just met Julian.
That's hilarious.
And you know what? She was actually freaking out on you. She was like, you met Malachi, he's so hot.
That is so funny.
Stop
handsome.
That
Stop
is so funny.
Yes.
Okay, I do remember that. I
Yes.
remember that because we were all sitting together, and that was like the first premiere that the at post shooting zombies.
No, I literally got back from Zombies, and
And
I
it
think
was like
it
a
was
few
a
weeks
couple days.
later.
No, a couple days
No,
later.
because Sarah and Freya came in.
I know.
They had gone back
Oh,
to
you're
London.
right.
It was a
It
few
was
weeks.
like
yeah,
2 weeks later.
maybe a month. Yeah, but I remember that because we were all sitting in the back, and I remember being like, "So tell me," and you guys are like, "We're on the new Wizards."
Mhm.
I was
And
like,
this was
"Oh
our
my
very
gosh."
first premiere.
Yeah.
So it was
Wow.
like, wait, what? We going where? Okay.
That's
You
so
know.
wild.
Okay,
Huge.
so
Yeah.
then we did D23 this summer also,
Mhm.
which was so fun. And
Mhm.
you and Malachi got to do that Disney branded television panel,
That was
which
so much
was
fun.
so
That was
cute. And I was just sitting
awesome.
back going like, this is wild watching my kid on a panel, first
I
of all.
know. I was crying.
We were all crying.
I was crying. I was nervous.
Yeah.
But to sit and just watch my baby, you know, and I was
Mhm.
just like, oh my gosh. And sitting there with, you know, all these people.
Yeah.
We've sat in our living room watching them,
Yeah.
you know, and
Mhm.
now this baby's sitting up there with
Yeah.
them. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That was. I remember.
It was
I
a
remember
lot.
that.
It was a little overwhelming,
It
was
was.
but it
crazy.
was cool. It was
I had that
cool.
moment with David. David and I looked at each other in the middle of the panel,
Mhm.
and we caught eyes, and he looks at me, and he goes, and I was like,
Love him.
me too. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but at the very end of the panel, everybody, like people, like stayed around and talked for a second. Me and David like jetted out.
Did
of
you
the
gotta go to the
place. We
bathroom?
sprinted out, like
That
sprinted
is
off the stage.
hilarious.
So funny.
That is
But
hilarious.
the one thing that I remember the most from that moment was, Janice, your like super beautiful moment on stage when you talked about fears and God and all that type
Yeah.
of stuff. And it was like, I mean, that takes so much courage to
Yeah,
do
it
that.
does, girl.
And I feel like that's something that not a lot of people like often talk about.
Yeah.
And it
Or are
really-
afraid to do.
Yeah, of course.
Afraid
of
to be
course.
vulnerable.
How
Yeah.
like what was that like for you to be able to like talk about that in front of that many people next to like legends?
All of those
and
people, yeah.
be able to have the courage to do that.
Well, I think it meant a lot because, you know, I mean, I've always kind of been this way. Like, I'll be like afraid to like talk about like what I really am thinking. Afraid of being judged or like not accepted or not liked or anything. And I think like at that time, I just wanted to take advantage of the moment that I don't have to be that way.
Mm.
And that's not how God wants me to be.
Yeah.
And I think because I literally had that revelation right there, sitting there.
Wow.
And I think that was also another reason as to why I started crying and everything, because I was just realizing things that like, it was kind of like putting on glasses and everything. So it definitely was a big stepping stone for me. And I was very proud of myself to have that confidence because
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was so great because you were so true
Yes.
to you were being so honest in that
Yeah.
moment. And in those kind of settings, you know, people are well spoken and they have things that they're pitching and things that, you know, the things that they're good at talking about, and we can all kind of put on that mask or that front.
right.
But you chose to step beyond that and show your true self to us, and that was a gift.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
was.
I just think it's important because at the end of the day, like we're all human beings. Just because maybe some of us are a little bit more successful than others. That doesn't mean that we're not all the same in a way. And I just was really hoping that I could show people who are afraid to, not take off their mask, that you don't have to do that. You could just be yourself, because at the end of the day, we have free will. Like, it doesn't matter what other people may think or anything like that. All that matters is that you are staying true to yourself. And that's all that matters.
I will say, sorry, I need to say this real quick. You have like grown so much just from like the panel.
That part, Mal. I'm so glad you're saying that.
Like, I just had that thought about like, I remember meeting you at D23 and everything like that. And this isn't like any diss or anything like that. But I remember you were a little bit more to yourself.
Yeah.
A little bit more nervous because you obviously were new to the Disney world and coming into this. And there's all these people around that have been in this world for so long. And like that was, you were so insanely well spoken, and it makes me mad because you're younger than me and better well spoken than I am.
No, like honestly, the growth is wild.
Yeah.
It's really incredible. But also, just as another woman, like I love that you are the girl that girls get to look up to.
Yeah.
Like I really do, because you're vulnerable and you're courageous and you're beautiful inside and out. And that is what we need. We need girls like you. We do. Like, it gives me chills even talking about it.
Yeah, one of the things that I appreciate about her is she came into this very serious about who she was going to represent.
Wow, that's great.
And her thing was, because she's always been that caring kid, that kid who just was, it bothered her seeing somebody being bullied. It bothered her people being picked at. And I'm going to tell a funny story in just a quick second.
I love it. Tell it.
But she was like, I'm not finna be faking and fronting. Because like one of the things that she would have issues with is, all the pictures and this, that, and the other. And she's like, I'm not in the mood to take a picture. I don't want to take a picture. I'm not finna sit up here and smile when I feel like smiling. You know what I'm saying? She goes, I'm not doing that. And I'm like, girl, quit being mean, And she's like, no, Mom, I'm tired, or I just don't want to. And I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. But what I appreciate about her is she's not playing. She's like, look, I'm going to be me. She said, I don't need to fake. I'm not going to fake. Everybody feel the way I do. Because I'm on TV, whatever. I'm like, whatever. But okay, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Be honest. Like when we were in New York, we went to the Apollo.
I love it.
Thank you, right? My baby. My love.
I mean, I grew up watching the Apollo.
Right.
Yeah.
The Apollo. Have you ever watched the Apollo show, the amateur night? Okay. Y'all, I have to pull it up for it.
I will.
Anyway, y'all don't know nothing about this. Okay, here's the kicker.
Yeah.
It's an amateur night.
Yeah.
And you get up there and perform. The audience is going to say if you're good or not.
They're going to boo you.
They're going to boo you. You already know. My baby got hot. She was hot.
It just broke my heart just to see their like.
She was mad. She goes, I don't like this.
I think I just found a difference between me and her. I would have been sitting there dying, laughing at these people getting. In fact, I probably would have been the guy doing the booing.
Well, here's the thing. When you put yourself in that position, right, to be judged, you know that you're going to be judged.
And
right.
This is the famous thing about it. And that's why I was telling her, girl, this has been happening on for years. She's like, I don't like this. This is not right.
I'm like, don't bring me to that.
Yeah.
Right. But then at the same time, you're on a massive, television show and, on your rise to stardom and fame and all these things. And it's like, you really are putting yourself on blast before everybody too. And not on the Apollo stage. Right. But that's a wild.
It's like the same thing.
It's the same.
It's the same thing.
But I hear where you're coming from, because it's like your heart in that moment is like,
I'm a sensitive person anyway. So I think on like the deeper side of things that maybe nobody else would like think about. Like every time I'm like watching like a movie with like my friends or something, they'd be like, why are you crying? Like at the end of the movie, it could be like a happy ending. I'm just like they're the family that they must have built behind them.
They're like,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
She looks into the behind the scenes side of
I
it.
love it.
Yes,
I
but
just
no,
can't help
she's
it.
very
very sensitive.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Just relax. It's fine. No, Mom. I'm like, and she always tells me, you're so hard. I'm like, no, I'm not hard, but okay, I am.
Yeah, that's fine.
Listen, sometimes you have to be a little tough, right, as a momager. So tell our listeners and viewers a little bit about what you also do besides, like I said, besides being the momager over here.
Okay.
What else do you do?
Well, like I said, I am a talent manager and I have about 67 actors that I manage.
Wow.
We're getting ready to actually expand a little bit because I just brought on an associate manager and also an assistant. Thank you, Jesus. And so we're kind of doing some rebranding because I'm also partnered up with 2 other wonderful women with a production company. And we're actually going to be shopping an amazing movie that they wrote.
Amazing.
So it's pretty fun. I don't do a lot of kids. I have a few.
Yeah.
I manage mostly adults.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been on my own business for 8 years now.
How does that cross over into your life, Janice? How does that affect you?
Does it really affect?
Do you like that she also kind of gets the behind the scenes a little bit of the business? Does it help out a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird. I never saw her as like my manager, just as like my mom.
Yeah.
I never saw it as like a business thing. So like sometimes when like we're talking about acting, she'd be like, listen, I'm talking to you about your manager. It just feels like so like unnatural because I just can't see her in a different role, but other than my mom or like my best friend or something.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why. So it just feels, I don't know. It's great. I feel like I definitely have an advantage because she already knows like what I already like and everything and knows how I want things to go. I don't really have to say anything. She just kind of automatically gets me.
And what I have done, because one of the things, you know how everybody have that sticker, MOMager, and you know, want to feel
the
like,
negative connotation.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, it's not about that. First of all, I've been in management for over 30 plus years. Okay. So I know how to manage people.
Yeah.
And because I've always dealt with managing family, work, and so forth, I know how to separate the two.
Yeah.
And what we have done, like I said, she's been doing this since she was 4.
Yeah.
So because of that, we've also had the same agent who we're very close to. We've followed her to different agencies. Now she's co-owner of Eris Talent, Amy. Shout out to Amy Lord. And she's amazing. And so it's been really easy because when you build a team with your child actor, you know, it's easy to be able to make sure that everything is, the working parts is there. Because I, as a manager, I know how to allow the agents to do their job.
Yeah.
And I do mine. What I love about Janice is she makes it easy because at the end of the day, she likes what she does.
Yeah.
So she's not that kid where I got to be like, okay, you got to do this. She'd be like, okay, look, tell me what I need to do. When is it? Whatever. And she gets it done.
Yeah.
And she's been like that. So she makes it very easy because she handles it in a very professional way.
Amazing.
And I have to give shout out to the lady who actually trained me. Her name was Donna Jean Goheen. She was a manager with Young Performers Management, and she had been in that business for over 30 plus years.
Okay.
And that was her first manager we worked with, which, by the way, was David Henrie's first manager.
Oh, no way.
Yes.
That's a small world.
But this woman was a tyrant, but she trained well.
Wow.
And so she taught these babies, you know, and she was the youngest, taught them how to be professional, you know, how to do things, and combination of that. And of course, her love for this, that it's been easy through her journey.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, if you don't love it, then you shouldn't do it.
100%.
And that's my thing. And that was always my situation. I'm like, the minute you get mad, if you don't like it, we leaving.
Absolutely.
And I meant that. I'm like, I don't care what contract you got.
Totally.
We'll walk away.
When you step outside of it, I think for a lot of parents and for our listeners, we've got, you know, families that have kids that are not in entertainment, or families that are hoping that their kid might be in entertainment, maybe a kid who's wanting to do this at some point. And I think you have to ask yourself, what is the reason behind it? You know, is it because you want it as a parent, or is it because your kid wants it?
And that's why I don't deal with a lot of kids.
Yeah.
When I interview parents and kids, I'm so serious. If I see that there is more interest in it for the parents than the child, I'm a no.
Yeah. When Malachi signed with his agent at Coast to Coast, he was 5 years old, and actually 4 at the time.
Yeah.
And when we got to the agency to take this meeting, they took him first.
Mm-hmm.
And after, it was the first time that we had like let him go to the wolves, you know, and you're like, what's happening? And I'll never forget that they told us, you know, part of the reason is we just want to ask him, like, we want to figure out and gauge the situation. Is this something he wants to do, or is this something that the parents are pushing?
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
So ask yourselves that, listeners.
Yeah.
Ask yourselves, you know,
Totally.
is this something that I'm wanting to do for me? Because this is not a business to live vicariously through your children.
Right. And
You
then
know?
also, you know, and there's a time where the kids may want to.
Yeah.
And then parents need to be okay when they say they
100%.
don't want to.
Absolutely.
You know, I had an actor, he was wonderful, but it got to the point he just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And at first his mom didn't know how to let go. And I was like, girl, I love you.
Yep.
But be happy and be a mom.
Be a mom.
And it didn't have anything to do with
Right.
money because both parents was very professional. It's just that this mom, her thing was he's good at it and he should do it. And I'm like, but he don't want to.
He doesn't want
Yeah.
it.
He's I think 12 or 13 at the time. I said he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And you know what? Now he's so, he maybe been younger than that, so happy. He done learned how to proficiently surf.
Wow.
You know, he plays the guitar. He does so many great things, but he's happy.
Yeah, well, you're blocking them from doing the
Right.
things
And
that
I
they
said
are
that at
created
this
to do.
age,
You know?
there's only a few kids that really know what they want and go through with it and be successful.
Yeah.
And then there's still those kids who try everything. They may
Yeah.
be good at this and great at that, but that is the beauty of being a child.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's
Let's
like trying
explore.
soccer, try play baseball,
Right.
try to do
Because
this.
we did that.
Yeah,
the sports
yeah.
is not her.
Yeah.
And she cracked me up. She was like, I'm gonna stick to acting. I don't want to do this.
I
you
love
know.
it.
I'll do boxing, but I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
doing anything
yeah.
else.
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's also, it's important because you have to go, a kid might change their mind.
Exactly.
And at some point, we know a lot of kids that you've worked with over the years.
Even myself.
Yeah, but that have changed their mind at a certain point. And
Yeah.
then, and they should go and do something else.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah.
I will say, I feel like even like the idea of like having the other things, like kind of what we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
is just like it helps to stay grounded. Like when
Yeah.
you're,
Right.
especially if you love what you do, that helps obviously, but having something outside of your work helps so much because I feel like the second you get fully just invested in your work
Yeah.
and your work becomes a part of you, then it's like when you're not booking jobs, then like what we were talking about, you
Starts to
get
get
depressed and you
and
just get,
everything.
Yeah.
it feels like
Yeah.
your self-worth is based around the yes and
Yes,
no's that
no's.
you're getting
Yes.
from
That part. Yeah.
from
Yeah.
auditions and everything like that. And so I feel like that, like with me, like I've tried to always have something,
Mhm.
whether it's
Yep.
movie nights or a guys group that I'm a part of, anything, just anything.
Or when you
outside.
played baseball
Yeah, when I
or
played
any
baseball.
of those. Yeah.
Mhm.
That stuff always helps because you get to be able to just separate
Yeah.
your work from your
Yeah.
personal life.
Yes.
And when
yes.
you're not working and when you're getting no's, then it's fine because
You've
hey,
got
like,
something else.
When she was younger, one of the things that we always instilled was do the audition, leave it there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it. You book, great. You don't,
move
who
on.
cares?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, now that she's getting a little older,
Yeah.
you know, it's like,
Start
and
to
she
feel it a
sees,
little
it's
more.
like, oh,
Yeah.
I want this,
Yeah.
you know. And so I'm like, that's okay. Just still remember,
Yeah.
relax. We're not going to worry about it.
Well,
But,
Janice,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I would just want to, I have like a question for you. I've obviously been a part of Disney since I was 8 and doing this for a pretty fat minute. And have learned over the years and am still kind of learning
Yeah.
just the
always
idea
learning.
of living in a glass house and like feeling like you're like slowly becoming more in the public eye. How has that been for you? I mean, obviously now being a part of the Wizards world, it's literally is it called a fandom? Like the fans of that world they're insane. They're massive.
Amazing. Yeah, but it's huge fan base. Yeah.
Huge fan base. How has that been for you to just like now people are just like, oh my gosh, that's who you are? Like, people,
You know, like it's kind of scary in a way,
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
guess you could say, because a lot of people have different types of opinions, and sometimes it's not just about your work, but it can be about like your appearance.
Mm.
That's one thing that like I've been getting a lot because like me being black and everything, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, black wizard, so black magic. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
Wow.
oh,
Wild.
So it's definitely, it's a lot to deal with. And I'm not going to front. Yeah, sometimes it gets me and I'll
Yeah.
bawl like a baby
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And,
That's real.
you know, because I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, but I'm trying my hardest to just kind of stay strong and,
Mm.
you know, just stay grounded within myself.
Yeah.
And doesn't really matter what other people are saying about me. It's just what I think about myself. But I will say also like walking in like public, I think it's kind of nice because at the end of the day, I never was like acting for like fame or money.
Yeah.
Simply doing it because I just love the art of it and I love the thrill of it all. And just to, be able to really try to understand a character that doesn't even exist, like just to make it in your own, like make those words come to life.
Yeah.
Just, I love the art of that. So it was never about like fame or money for me. So it was definitely like great, like kind of like as I'm like going out in public, I don't really get recognized like at all. I think it's because I like, a lot of people were saying, oh, you look totally different than how you did on the show or whatever. I'm like, is that true? I don't know. Like some people were like, oh, you look younger, you look older. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that.
I think it's with the the negative side of it too. It really, it's always the negativity that gets the loudest voice.
Exactly.
But for you and the support you have with your family and friends and stuff, and find other people like us too that have your back. Like, at the end of the day, your security is not wrapped up in what someone says behind a computer by themselves.
That part.
Right.
So your security is found in, we have similar faith beliefs, I believe, as well. So that's where you find your security, and you know who you are and you stay grounded in that. And remember that those people, again, by themselves, behind a computer somewhere or a phone, saying what they want to say because they can't say it to somebody's face.
Right.
So those don't let the negative speak
totally.
too loudly to you.
Right. And that's what I try to express to her. I'm like, girl, everybody gonna have some noise to say. Always.
Everybody has an opinion.
Exactly. I said, so you, instead of honing in and thinking about that, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Curb them. Look at the positive aspect of it. Because and that's what I was explaining to her. I said, when people recognize you and they see you, and she was like, I don't recognize. I'm like, but they will.
Yeah.
It'll just come. Begun.
Just get ready.
You're very new into this situation. They, just wait until after that second season.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get bananas. Wait until if you get released on that and be able to do that movie, it's gonna be a wrap. Yeah. But the thing with her, she's kind of an introvert. Yeah. She don't like going nowhere. She don't like going. No, she don't. She want to chill at the house. And whatever. And I'm like, but it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
But
I hate restaurants.
What'd you say?
I hate restaurants.
You hate restaurants?
She don't like Yeah, I'm
really?
Well, when your dad cooks, like it sounds like he cooks. Why would you want to go to a restaurant anyway?
Because I think what it is about I don't like busy restaurants. I like quiet ones, but I feel like every time I'm at a restaurant, I could focus on every little sound in a way. Like I can hear the plates clicking and everything, and then people's voices in the last. I don't know.
Yes, I love it.
I can't
do
know
it.
who she reminds me of? Sorry, sidebar. She's giving me Jenna Ortega.
Absolutely.
I will
like,
say that
honest to God, like very much, like a lot of just the way you're talking about like the details and the love for the art. I feel like Jenna has always been like that. Like when we were on Stuck in the Middle, like she, similar, like just love for all this, like, I don't know.
Felicia, I'm glad you could bring that up because I wanted to ask you, Janice, if you could tell us more about your creative process for bringing a character off the page and onto screen. Because it sounds like you really love that and care about that.
Oh man. I think it's also because a lot of things that I noticed about Billy was a lot of things that I sometimes struggle with. May not be the same storyline, obviously, but just that whole theme of sometimes not feeling accepted and her being adopted by the Russos, me being adopted by them and everything.
Right.
It's just a very wholesome thing for me. And I just feel like it's just a beautiful process, honestly. It's it's such a euphoric feeling when I get to just learn that person and also kind of learn things within myself as I'm learning them.
It seems like it's ever evolving for you too. As, when you're on a project for both of you, it's as you get more into the character, into more episodes and deeper into the season or the movie or whatever, it's you're really, you're finding different layers of who that character actually is. That's amazing.
So he had mentioned not saying who the character or what the character is, but for this last audition you did, how did you prep yourself? Because I'm gonna tell you, I think How old are you? 14? I think probably I thought it was cool. Around about 9.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a 9 or 10. She started doing her own self-tapes. She started doing her own self-tapes, which means I was like, you want me to read with you? Nope, I got it. She would do the reading. She would do everything. She would set it. She'd cut it. She did it all. I was like, I ain't mad.
Wait, how
Go
would
ahead.
you?
Who would read with you?
So I'd use myself. I just like voice over it and like I can like kind of change my voice.
And then you would
that's
play
cool.
it. So you
Yeah.
were reading to yourself.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did that to practice.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
I would have,
yeah.
have one of these too.
Yeah.
Preferably this
Wow.
one. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, no.
He's like,
Yeah,
love
I
you.
would just
Love
like I
me.
would record it. I'd take like a
Wow.
beat, like how
Yeah.
I'd say like the line in
And
my
then you
face
edit
and then
it
also,
together.
Yeah, like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
smart.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. But how do you do your processing is what he asking. Because, yeah, she goes into her own thing. I just get the finished product.
Yeah. You're an introvert. Like you said, you're
Yeah.
kind of are you an internal processor? I'm an internal
Yes,
processor.
I am.
Yeah.
So like, for example, like when I found out that I got the role for Wizards, like you probably like if you looked at me in the outside, you'd be like, why aren't you excited?
Yeah.
I am. I just
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Totally.
that. Lauren
Yeah.
is a verbal processor. I'm an internal processor. So
And
he
I'm
needs
the
Yeah.
weird
medium
mix of the
between
two of us.
both.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, but he needs to. It is beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
But Janice, I also understand you because I'm similar. I have a lot going on
Yes.
in my
Right.
mind at all times. I'm
Right.
Yeah.
seeing all the details, hearing all
Yeah.
the things, So
sometimes
that's
it can feel like
Mhm.
overwhelming
Sure,
for a
sure.
second. So I just have to like
Yeah.
Totally.
right. But
That's
the fact
amazing.
that you've learned how to channel all that into such a great creative outlet,
Right.
and that you found something for yourself that allows you to do that, that's got to be really rewarding.
it is. And I think another thing that I've also kind of found is like I started writing scripts
Mhm.
until now recently.
Amazing.
So it's like a kind of big thing for me as well. So
That's
yeah.
incredible. So if you had to write a script or a synopsis on like your mother, what would that synopsis be like?
Well, I think it would be like an emotional roller coaster, I guess, from like her whole like,
Michelle Brown
story and
is
everything.
a ...
Yeah, she's beautiful in so many ways. I can say she's very warming and welcoming. I think like a lot of my friends, like especially David, he's always like, man, I just love coming to your house, man. Your mom makes me feel so loved. So yeah,
Love
she's like
that.
one of those moms. So I just feel very blessed to have her.
That's awesome. What kind of scripts do you enjoy writing? What kind of stories do you want to tell?
Romance, drama, horror.
Love it.
I like.
How many have you done
suspense.
so far?
Okay, so I'm just now starting. So I've did like 2 already.
Oh, I'm just now starting.
I
I've
know,
done two.
casual.
Incredible.
And I'm
Yeah.
17 and I've written 0 scripts.
So like it was like the past year that I've been doing it.
Wow.
So yeah.
What's your process like?
Honestly, I get writer's block like a lot.
Yeah,
Because like I
that's
get
okay.
stuck and then like there's so many times where like
Yeah.
one time I wrote like a whole script and I reread it and I was like, I don't like it. I deleted it all.
No.
I was holding that delete button for like maybe like 5 minutes. So
That's
it's just
hilarious. Delete watching it.
like yes,
Yeah.
just waiting, looking out the window.
Where do
You're
you
done.
find your inspiration? I've read a lot of songs and I feel like I find my inspiration, in anyone's story. And, you could just be walking up the street and see something happen. But
Right.
where is your inspiration? Do you feel like you find your inspiration from?
Yes. So I actually kind of get my inspiration from like a lot of like other films a lot or
Yeah.
like some people that I may know. I'll like, for example, like some of my friends may be struggling on something and I may
Yeah.
put that kind of like in my work a little
I
bit.
love it.
If like I don't know how it
Yeah.
feels to be in their shoes a little bit, I'll sometimes put that in my work to kind of get that perspective on
That's
how
so
they're
cool.
feeling a little bit. And right now, the current script that I'm working on, I'm like inspired by the show. You know the show You?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
inspired by that a little
Okay.
bit, and also a little bit of Desperate Housewives,
Whoa,
like from
love
like
that.
their like you know how like after each episode there's always be a cliffhanger.
Yes.
Like that's what I'm kind of like. I want to get like that thrill of
I
Do you
love
do
it.
episodes or is it like full on movies?
full
Like,
on movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the longest one you've done?
Maybe like 155.
Wow. Oh, you're in it, girl.
I write.
You just go.
I write.
Are you on a laptop and you just like you just go?
Yes. I actually bought like, I don't know what iPad it is,
Yeah.
but I bought like an
Yeah, the
iPad
new
and then she
iPad.
bought like
Yeah,
a keyboard.
Oh yeah, the
for me
magic
with it.
keyboard.
Yeah.
That's all I have too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's like the LED
I love
light
it.
one. So
Yep.
I usually do that, and like I'll be doing it like as I'm like watching TV. There's been a few times where like I've fallen asleep with it like just on my chest, and I'm just like,
I
dead
love
asleep.
it.
That's
I love it.
insane.
You are an artist, girl.
Yeah, you are.
Thank
You like bleed art. That's a
Thank
really,
you.
really beautiful thing.
Thank you. I appreciate
I
it.
really love, man, I love that. I love seeing like somebody young and Freya, who's on Zombies with Malachi, she's a singer and she bleeds music.
Yeah.
Like bleeds it. And you can just, when you sit and listen to her talk, it's like you can just tell
She's
how
constantly
much
singing
it
24/7.
means to her. And I just feel like it's so similar with you with like all things artistic. You're just like bleeding it. It's like running through your veins. And that is so creative and so incredible. It's inspiring.
Thank
I'm
you.
inspired by you. As an artist myself, I'm inspired.
Me
by you.
too.
Aw.
Yeah, she's
Me
pretty
too.
cool. Like a lot of times when she would be getting in trouble or we are trying to talk to her, she's
Yeah.
like, I just gotta write it down.
Mm.
Let me write
Yeah,
it down.
just gotta write it
And she's been like that since 8.
I love it.
7. Yeah.
Wow.
I just need to write it.
That's
I
incredible.
can't express it to you. I'm
Yeah.
gonna write it to you. I'm like,
Wow.
okay.
And
You
I'll
know,
give it
so-
to her too.
Yeah,
Like I mean,
and-
like
and her
dramatically
words.
slipping on her bed pillow,
Yeah.
like with an envelope and everything.
love it.
My
Like-
apology to mother.
In your future. Sometimes even in like a relationship, it's like
yeah.
I can't express what I'm trying to say. And so I'll just go to town texting. And I'll be
Yeah,
like,
we've learned that actually as a tool in
Yeah.
our relationship in the last
100%.
couple of years that sometimes we're having a conflict
Mm-hmm.
and we're
Yeah.
not
I'll
able
just
to find
go to another
resolution
room
by
and
talking.
text.
Sometimes we need to get away from each other. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Or like
And
sometimes
communicate.
I have to like talk back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It does
love
help. I feel like it does help texting. It's just
Yeah,
like, because I feel like because you can see
Yep.
your words and like
Yeah.
really like see what
Make sure you're communicating it the way you want it to be
Right.
communicated.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope, not me.
Yeah.
People be like, you're harsh. Hey, look, that's how it's going to
Yeah.
come out
100%.
regardless. So, yeah.
Wow.
But no, she's really good at that.
That's
so
incredible.
that was
You
true.
also have done quite a few guest spots. You appeared on Euphoria, Blackish, right? I wrote a few
Yeah.
things down. But also, you guys weirdly have some shows in common. Both
What?
of you had guest spots on Just Roll with It and
Wait,
Bunked.
what?
Isn't that so weird?
That is.
I played. Who did I play?
Jasper on Bunked.
Jasper on Bunk.
I don't remember
and
the
then
character's
some
name
other,
on
some
Just
other
Roll With
kid
It.
on Just
But
Roll
those
With
were the other two like Disney shows that he's guest starred on.
insane.
Isn't that
and
so
then
funny?
here's Janice
That's your
Oh
Bunked
my
episode,
goodness.
right?
as Frankie
That's
on Bunk.
insane.
So cute.
You know
Here you
what?
are as Helen on
Yes,
Just Roll
that's my
With It.
favorite.
So
She's so cute.
Look
That's
how
insane.
cute.
How old were you there?
Those
How
glasses
old
was
was I?
her thing.
9?
Was
Oh,
you
wow.
9?
No, 10. I was 10.
What year
Wow.
was that? I don't even know what year that was. That was
2019. I was 9.
9, yeah.
That's
Wait,
wild.
hang on. That was 2000 what? 19?
19.
So it would have been around the same time.
Yeah.
You guys were both on it. That is so crazy. Yeah, I thought that was so wild that you guys both did the same show.
Yeah, and they
insane.
I know.
had her,
Small
what,
world.
you was like, they had some type of harness
Oh,
on
that
her,
hurt so
holding her
bad.
up and stuff. But she was a G running through it.
I love it.
I just want to say thank you so much, Janice and Michelle, for coming on MOMager and
Thank
giving
you.
us
Thank you.
for having me.
Yeah.
giving us a little look into the behind the scenes of your Hollywood family life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you
It's
so
been
much for
fun.
having us. We had a lot of fun. This was
It
so
was
cool.
so much fun.
I can't wait to see what's next for you, girl.
We're in your corner,
So many
by the way.
things.
Just saying.
Thank you.
Seriously,
Yeah,
if
we
you need
are.
anything.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. 100%. Like Big Brother Disney over
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Little sis Disney over
Shout
here.
out.
I love it.
Shout
Love
out.
it.
Well,
Yes.
thank you guys so much for tuning into MOMager. And yeah, don't forget to turn on your post notifications,
Like, subscribe, turn on the
all
post
those
notifications.
things. And we will see you next time on MOMager, a Barton fan podcast.
See you next time.
It's that MOMager life.
That is so awesome.
Take a day by
Awesome.
day.